These are the best gameplay camera setting to use in FC26 right now. We're going to start with the preset and gameplay. Of course, it's on competitive now. Shot assistance, guys, precision. I've told you guys a month ago in FC25, like before shapeshifter, maybe like around shapeshifter, I told you get ready for precision. Master it now before it's too late. For those of you have actually started in FC25 and mastered it, you have an easy job in terms of scoring. But for those of you who still haven't used it, or you use it on, of course, assisted, guys, you know what I'm saying now. If not just myself, I'm saying everyone's been saying to use this, but you certainly feel it now more than ever how effective precision is in terms of the basically to whatever direction you go, you use precision, you can make the ball go exactly where you want to be. The reason that you feel a lot of cards that just aren't really good at scoring in terms of stats, at least you can still score goal. You see other people score goal without player, it's because they go for a very good direction using precision shooting. So definitely you turn this on precision and just practice and master it. For the through ball pass or semi, long pass through semi, ground pass assisted could be good. Again, not really, doesn't make a big difference here. Cross systems definitely on assistant, otherwise ball would just go to anywhere. Like the reason you don't want to use shot assistant on precision, because the ball goes to wherever you aim it to. Same thing with cross assistance, or the rest, of course, cross assistant being way harder to actually use if you put this on semi. So lob pass again on assisted, pass receiver lock late. It's very straightforward. You aim for a player, your opponent covers that player, then you want to kind of change your mind mid run. The player is running, already hit the pass button, and you want to change the player. So the later it is, the better. Precision pass sensitivity. You use precision pass so that this very big circle comes up. If you put this on normal, the speed of the circle that goes towards the direction you're aiming, it's normal. If you put this on high, it goes faster. So you put this on normal, you're good to go. For the clearance assistant, again, direction, you just you use like score button to just get rid of the ball. You want to go towards a place that was just actually safe. For the defending, on advanced defending, not tactical, advanced, because you want to get as it is. You can see it says here press scroll button to attempt the stand tackle, and press X to or cross button to attempt a shoulder challenge or a seal out. So this shoulder challenge could be very good. There are times you could say I have like a 90 pace player, but my opponent's defender has like 70 or 80, so I still managed to kind of stop you. It's definitely good, definitely because of the advanced defending using the attempting a shoulder, and it's just over a very way of getting physical. For the professional fouls, definitely on because there are times you just want to keep your player just keep the striker from running or ringers from running, and you just can't defend it. The game does it for you. This only affects the professional foul trigger by doing the designated input for them. So it's not gonna be like all the time to start like the AI determines when it's a good time. And of course, most of the time, like I would say 90% of the time, even if it's one-on-one, guys, the professional foul, it's just gonna be yellow card, honestly, as opposed to if you go for a slide tackle or stand tackle. So it's actually a safe thing, a very good thing to have on. Pass block assist again on for the other switching on air and loose ball. So the game switches between players automatically when the ball is on air, or just it's just on like the ball nobody owns the ball at the moment. It's good to have this assist, but from the game itself. On only loose ball, not just air, of course. You want air automatic. Sometimes you does crazy things on air balls, and just manual, you do everything on manual. I recommend either use air on air ball and loose ball, or use it manual. It's very hard, but don't use automatic. It's just not really ideal. Just air ball, loose ball, that's just the way to go. Next, we've got auto switching move assistant. So basically what this does is, imagine you have the ball, okay, and this is your next player, your other teammate, right? this player is moving towards this direction, right? He's moving towards that direction. You want to pass the ball to him, okay? And the moment you switch to this player stops running, okay? If the auto switching move assistant is on none. If it is on low, this player will still keep on going towards the direction he's already moving, you know, which is towards this way, right? He keeps moving to some extent, but you can actually stop him after he gets the ball. And then if you put this on high, this player just cannot be stopped, honestly. He's moving towards the direction because it's already on high. Like the ball, he receives the ball here. You gain control over that player when he reaches here. So from there to there, like all of these distance, you have no control over, okay? So putting this on high, it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Putting this on low is okay. I recommend overall put this on. I use it on. Honestly, even if you put this on low, it's not going to be a crazy difference. But if you put this on low, you're gonna see the difference. It's gonna make it that takes away the control over you. You feel like your opponent is cheating or your controller has gone mad. Okay, put this on low. I just put this on none because I just don't need this feature. It's just useless for me. So put this on now. Right stick switching on classic. We have play rotation and we have adaptive. Adaptive is basically mean the longer you hold this play. Let's just say you have play here, you have play here. This is the ball. You're on this player. If you hold it to some extent, he will switch to this player. If you hold it longer, he will switch to this player. Okay, to whatever direction it is. So obviously you don't want this. You know, so adaptive is gone. Classic, it's just how it goes. You just right stick switch it to a very next player that has, you know, the little icon over them. Next player switch, or just switch it towards that player. Just going to that player. It's just very straightforward and simple. You put this on player rotation. It will switch to the player that has like the indicator over their head. Although this, as the game said, it's not going to happen. Like it's not going to plot on the L1 switching, which I suppose most of you guys, even myself, we use L1, not necessarily R. The right stick a lot. But if you use right stick a lot, if you have player rotation, you basically have a player that has indicator, it's going to switch on that player. It's actually not necessarily a bad thing. Putting this on classic is better because down below you have right stick switch your reference. You want player relative or ball relative. Ball relative basically means play that's closest to the ball, close to that player. Player relative just towards whichever player you are, aiming towards that. For those of you guys who just not really want to do anything a lot manually, put this on ball relative. But myself, I put this on player relative just honestly just for one thing, is for the free kick. Wanna manually bring a defender go towards like in the goal, basically next to my goalkeeper. I find it hard to actually find the play that I want to switch to, so I just want to go to ball to relative, even if without even pressing the R, the right stick. I just immediately switch to that player, go to next to that player, switch to that player, and just go cover that before my opponent takes a free kick. But anyway, ball relative, player relative, again, not really crazy big of a difference. Maybe even more relative in some situations it's even better. So right stick switch sensitivity, it's again it's just a sensitivity, how longer, the lower it is, the players close is just going to be the priority. The higher it is, the players that are like away from your player that already is on, it's going to switch to that one. So basically that's just how it's going to be. Let me show you an example. Similar to the previous one, just to play. This is you, okay? This is you, and you have a player here, and of course you have player there. And if it's low, it's going to switch to this one. If it's on high, it's going to switch on this one. That's just how it's going to be for this. Next ball switching, closest to the ball, goal saw and classic. You put this on closest to the ball. Of course, you want it's similar to the ball relative, but it's on L1. Okay, that was a right stick. This is on L1. This one you're running and everything. Yeah, you don't want to necessarily do so. If you want like a little bit of like a manual setting you want over switching between player, you go to player relative. If you want to just use a default kind of settings, like switch to the next best player, use it close to the ball. When you run, your player is running, you focus on defending. You just want to next player you want to switch to is a closer to the player and the ball. Using the L1, that could be very helpful. Next, we've got reaction time calibration. It's on off, guys, but honestly, it's not necessarily a bad thing, as everybody says. You put this on off, put this on off. I'm going to show you why. So basically, what does it do? I'm going to show you an example here. So here you could see there's an indicator over this player, right? This is the player I'm controlling. This is, look at them holding hands. Oh, come on, man. I didn't pay attention to that one. Now I'm just paying attention to this picture. I wish choose some other thing, but anyway, this player has ball. This player is the next one. You see this icon. The fact that how long you want this player to be the second player that you can actually switch next. So here, if I hold L1, it's going to switch to this player, right? For how long you want this indicator to be to stay over this player's head. If you want such thing, or you just want the game just like manually switches automatically, like whatever the game decides for you, okay, you put this on. But if you want control over that, if you want this player, okay, I still want to control this player because I'm not going to switch. I don't want to switch to this player now, but I still want this to be the next player that I want to switch to. This is real-time calibration. If you have this on, like here, let's just say like here, this player has ball. I want this player to come all the way to there, for example. Then I want to switch the player. If the calibration is on off, the game would naturally and automatically switch the next player indicator. Put this indicator on for example this player, okay? But you don't want this to happen. You still want this to be the next player. If the calibration is on, you have this option. So that's why I say it's not necessarily a bad thing. So even if you put this on other reaction type of sensitivity, so basically the higher it is, the longer it's going to be on that player. The lower it is, the sooner it's going to change. If you want to get those a bit more manual settings on over, like you want more control over your players, putting this on is not necessarily a bad thing. But honestly, it's just like a milliseconds or so. It's not a crazy big difference. This isn't like something that would, like, it would say like this is why you lose in FUT Champs, for example. This is why you don't get to Division 1 Elite. No, this isn't the case. I'm just gonna be straightforward and honest with you guys. None of I've like in FC25, I remember I had this on off. Then for some reason my setting just got like a reset, and then when I went to change something, I came into, I felt like for a while, like this whole time I was playing the game on reaction time calibration on while I thought it was off, and I saw no difference. Honestly, I didn't, it was like any noticeable difference that made me realize, okay, something is different. No, it wasn't necessarily the case. Okay, maybe it's because on 6, if we just like on 10, and maybe something different. But overall, if what I told you guys, you want that control, put this on off. If you don't want, just put this on off. Player lock, definitely on. You know what the player lock is. You control on another player by holding the L left stick, right stick, and you can control another player. Then you can just pass the ball to that player to wherever the direction that player is going. It's something good. Sometimes it's very helpful. Simplify the skill moves came out this year. So basically, there are just different type of skill moves. You guys know, like I don't know, 50, 60, maybe even more. I don't know. I'm not really a rush stick type of dribbling type of player. If you put this on, you can actually use the gesture, which is just very simple, like a normal tool. Like you flick up the right stick, you can do something crazy, which normally requires like holding L1 or doing something in like a mix of something. This simplified skill is good, very good. For those of you who actually already know the gestures and everything, it's just not really ideal because you just know how good to use those. For those of you who don't know how to use them, maybe use it, but overall I don't recommend using lots of right stick skill move, because in the FUT Champs, especially Division level, you want to be competitive. It's just going to if you don't know what you're doing, which the majority of players not crazy good with the right stick. And honestly, over the past years, it has been nerfed. It was crazy before, but then honestly, last 3 or 4 years maybe, it's not as crazy as it was. So I'm just doing like elastical or a step over this, like to some extent, to this extent, that's okay. Anything more than that against top tier player, solid player, you're just going to lose the ball, and that player knows how to exactly what you're doing. If you look at pro players, almost none of them use crazy skill move with the right stick, just very basic, and just again, just elastic over, step over, or something like this. For the goalkeeper, save assist on semi, camera placement, default is not really important. For the analog sprint is on off, so the further you hold R2 or sprint speed, the further the ball is going to. Imagine it's you're in the center of the pitch, you hold R1, you don't want the ball to go too further away from you. Like you maybe to some extent you want to go, now you want to stop, but if you have this on, it's like you're already switching the right analog towards the direction you can already use. You know, you hold the analog towards the direction you're running to, you're going to have a like your player just going to kind of kick the ball further away from himself, and it's going to make the run, which is first and foremost going to fatigue the player, and you're just going to have an unnecessary run, and you're definitely going to end up losing the ball. So definitely put this on. Trigger effect for those of you who only have the PS5 controller, DualSense controller. This is completely useless on FC. For those of you who have played Call of Duty, for example, you hold R2, you want to take the shot, you keep shooting. There's just some resistance when you want to take the flick it, like you use this something like that. You could feel there's something. You guys know if you played Warzone, the same thing here. If you turn this on, you feel something. If you hold the sprint speed, like the moment you start it has no effect. If it's anything, it's just going to keep you maybe okay, may not hold it all the way down, maybe for some of you, but again, it's just a very useless thing. It's just for yourself. If you like it, yes, go for it, but this is not gonna have any effect on your gameplay. Use the vibration feedback, intense how just classic, or just put this on off. If you just put this on off, if you don't like the vibration, again, it's same thing, a trigger effect. If you like the vibration, then like a realistic, when your opponent goes for a tackle, you go for a tackle, you want to feel some vibration. I just put this on enhanced. I just don't even want to use it. Again, just for those of you who have DualSense PS5 wireless controller. Moving on to the camera now. We have ultimate competitive camera. It's a new thing. This is again, okay, what happened? This is only for the ultimate team. And honestly, it's very similar to co-op. It's gonna have a little bit different direction, kind of like a broadcast in it too, but like a co-op broadcast, same kind of thing. It's good, but it's only good for those of you who really want to have a very good, like an analysis of the whole bit. Like Luis Enrique has been going up to the stands and analyze his game from there, like the rugby coaches. He's doing the same thing, right? Recently at Paris Saint-Germain, same thing here. Consider this similar to that. It's I didn't like it, honestly. It felt hard for me, especially as myself, someone who's using Tele Broadcast, not co-op. If you either use co-op, yeah, maybe just put this on enable, could actually make you feel a little bit, comfy, but I don't recommend it. Put this on disable. For the single camera player, I tried co-op, guys. Every year I try to go for the co-op, guys. I want to get used to it. It's good, man. It's really good, but I just can't. Just feel this distance from the player. It's kind of pains my eyes. I feel pain in my eyes, just so further away, and I just feel something. It's just something not right. Trust me, I've tried at least 4 or 5 games. Again, I even had a video on this one in my 441 post-patch custom tactics. If you see that play, you can see the gameplay is on co-op, but the very next custom tactic, I was back to Tele Broadcast. So it's just not really good for me. I recommend Tele Broadcast with the zoom being a custom, of course, height on 13 and zoom on 0. You just get further away from it, and just in terms of how high it is, 13 is, I would say, it's just a sweet spot, at least for myself. Multiplayer is just whatever I don't really play. Multiplayer as a flop. like again, it's just whatever you want to use with your friend or whatever. Player career again, tactical for the. If I want to start a play career soon, actually, on my channel. I put that one on Tele Broadcast. But just, again, that's just I want to play the game. Just I'll play the ultimate team. Clubs, if you play clubs tactical, maybe better, maybe even co-op. I would say even better for club, because it's like in a traditionally co-op was for the clubs. So that's why we have this on this. Rush camera on Rush tactical. Rush Pro, I've used Rush Pro. It actually makes it way more like fun, but you lose over control to all sides of the pitch. It's maybe hard and to not really good. Rush Broker, Rush Tactical, just go with Rush Tactical. That's all. Go be a goalkeeper camera, of course. It has to be on Pro if you use it. Power shots, I recommend put this on because you know when you or your opponent uses power shot. It's just it's good to have just like whether you know it's actually worked or not. We went through this one, so this on 13 and zoom on 0. And for the visual, guys, connection mandatory. Put this in contextual because you always want to know. Maybe you have a solid internet connection, but it's not necessarily a good ping because maybe it's on, let's just say 70, but the connection is stable, but it's not going to show because it's it's still a stable connection. You want to put this on contextual. If it's on always on, yes, it does have it on, but you don't want it to be necessarily on all the time. Put this on contextual. Whenever something bad happens, you can see up there and just gonna be, kind of know what the issue is with your gameplay. Input overlay is good for the like myself who want to use something, like show something while I want to like share a skill mode or how use my gameplay, kind of like instruction type of video. It's good, but for majority of you guys, like, all the players who just don't want to use it in instruction ways, let's just put this on. Maybe you want to know which controller, like which button is like broken in your controller, you want to use it, but there's just other ways to actually see that. But definitely put this on if you just don't. It's just you don't need too big screen control on, too big controller icon on your screen. Scroll clock, put this on obviously. Scroll clock, drop down definitely on, especially on FUT Champs. You can see all of this, maybe even more than this. It's just a normal one, like this, like some related to stats and everything. You don't want this in Ultimate Team. Scoring lineups, choose whether you want the scoring lineup to appear when they're skipping the match or not. Even if I want them to skip, I still want to see the lineup. Put this on. Hypermotion inside already, definitely put this on. Now you get some again related to stats for like kind of like it's things that you have this on while like a reality kind of things, but again, you don't want extra things while playing Ultimate Team. Measurement system, again, whatever on default, all the tactical clipboard is good. You want to switch different formation, you want to see something not like this, you make sure you actually changing, switching between formation. Tactical suggestion notification, definitely put this on off, just giving you useless suggestion. Footedness icon, very good thing happened. It came out this year, very good. You can actually see when you're running, you want to know which is very big issue for myself. A lot of time I forget which player, which footed my player is. So putting this on, you can see with this right foot or left foot, especially when you want to take the shot. Skill move rating, again, another good thing. But make sure if it's 4-star or 5-star, kind of like guarantees whether you can actually go for some skill move which requires 5-star, maybe even either like 4-star, 5-star, whatever. Player style plus icon, it's good. Again, you make sure like both for your opponent and yourself to see which player plus a player have. Next, we've got ultimate objective gameplay notification. Something to consider if you put this on, you say, why isn't it working? Just look what it says here, guys. Coming soon. It's coming in further update. It's in the game, but actually haven't been activated yet. You can see, please note this setting is currently unavailable and will be added in a future title update. Basically what it does, it's tracking your objective. You want to make sure whether you completed an objective or not. It's actually very good to make sure if what you've been doing actually got is completed or not. For the indicator, I recommend player for the play name bar enabled and overhead indicator. So basically you get both the name, of course it's enabled first of all, and you get the name of the player. See, it's extra good thing to have. overhead name you want it to be number or player name. I recommend definitely player name. Player indicator sound default, player indicator fade, again on team contain indicator on play style plus overhead on, especially if you want to know which play style plus your opponent has. Team only is only for you, but if you put this on, you could see other, like for example, you play against player, you suddenly makes it around you and you realize, oh, he has rapid blow, I have to worry. It gives you more options. It could be a very game changer in some cases. You realize what play style plus that player has. So definitely put this on. Next player switch indicator definitely on player difficulty. All this just for player difficulty indicator. Yeah, I'll tell you the match setting. Yeah, if you want to put this on, it's good for offline gameplay. If you like, for example, you're playing someone that actually has player difficulty, you realize, okay, that's one of those players that has player difficulty different to play. It's kind of like harder to play against. Indicator, put this on. Fade, again, something that we use not really necessary and effective. Observation camera focus, default user control. It's good if you want to see your opponent's celebration. You put this on user control, you see your goalkeeper like complaining about the goal, you see your defender, whatever. You don't see your opponent's celebration. If you don't want to see those toxic celebration in FC 26 Ultimate Team, this is definitely something to actually put this on user control team. Hold to escape, put this on off. Actually, just simple pressing, just want to get past it. Precision pass visual definitely on. Precision shot visual definitely on. You want to see what you're actually aiming towards on the full player highlight. Display on stoppages. This is only good for like those online mode, like it's a co-op. You only playing one player. Basically, said we only appear briefly after play had to stop, not during the regular gameplay. So it's something to not really anything special for related for the Ultimate Team. Communication system on. AR critical rush, you can put this on or show or whatever. Ping system on. Radar 2D default. Maybe you can put this on 3D too, but yeah, whatever you want to see. But again, whichever one you're comfortable. I'm okay with the 2D. Can have a better understanding of how my plans are working on this user. Radar default goal net. Again, all of these are default, don't change anything. We're gonna go through Stadium Shadows. New feature, this should definitely put this on off. You can see we have this. Have a hard time seeing which players going to actually see which players put this on off. Play shadow, this one doesn't make any big of a difference. Just put this on if you want. Camera shift visual on. That's just extra something. Both cameras, you can put this on if you want. You have color blindness. If you have any issues, you can search it up. If you want, you can color and high contrast mode. Again, if you have any issue in terms of watching or just you have eye issues, you can certainly use it. Main menu video, again, off, on, subtitle, all of this just really useful. And also for the graphic, guys, put all of this on low. I don't care what system you're using, put all of this on low because it's online. If you're playing like just offline mode, that's okay. Put this on like maximum, but definitely put this on low. It's online game, you don't want any graphic, you just want the best performance. Definitely put this on low. And yeah, that was it, guys, with the best gameplay and camera setting, and of course some other setting that could actually help you be a little bit, I don't want to say help you win more games, aside from some maybe like using precision or some other stuff, but or it could make things kind of like supplementing your gameplay and whatever. It kind of completes, gives you a good package about how comfortable it is playing the FC 26, especially in Ultimate Team. If you have any question, definitely comment down below. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.